We've got a pretty quick one this week. Our word of the week is akneros. And akneros has two basic meanings. When it's applied to a person, it means that they're idle, lazy, or indolent. Slothful, we're going to see in a couple of the different verses we look at. And the other way that it's used is when it's talking about an effect on someone else, it can cause reluctance or fear. It can mean a thing that causes reluctance or fear. So we're going to look at a few quick examples. The first one up is in the parable of the talents, where Jesus tells a story about a household owner, landowner who gives servants a certain amount of talents to see what they'll do with them. By extrapolation, we talk about talents in a modern English context, but talents was units of wealth that were given to these servants to see what they would do with them. So first up, Matthew 25, verses 26 and 27, with our word of the week supplied in Koine. But his master answered him, "You wicked and slothful servant." And slothful here is aknere. And aknere is in the vocative case. So he's addressing the person, he's calling the person. You wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So he says, you've shown an indolence, you've shown a slothfulness in the fact that you didn't put what was given to you to work. It's a form of laziness for you to have not put what was given to you to work. Put the money to work so it's working even while you're asleep, is what's being put forth here. He expected back what was his own plus interest. Let's look at another example in Romans chapter 12, verse 11. Do not be slothful in zeal. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. Do not be slothful in zeal is interesting. Okneroi is an anthropomorphization of the noun. Don't be slothful people in regard to zeal. So you should be zealous instead of being slothful is kind of what he's saying here. Be fervent in spirit. Serve the Lord. So don't be a bench rider. Be zealous for this thing that you've entered into spiritually as well as with your life and livelihood. Now we're going to shift gears and look at the second use and talk about motivations. This is in Philippians 3, chapter 3, verse 1, and Paul is writing about writing. So he says, "Finally, my brothers, rejoice in the Lord. To write the same things to you is no trouble to me and is safe for you." So is no trouble for me is uk akneron. So to write the same things. In other words, writing this epistle to you, like epistles I've written before, is not troublesome to me. This is no trouble. I'm not reluctant to do it. So the effect of writing to you is not that it creates a reluctance in me. I don't mind, is essentially what he's saying. I'm happy to do this thing. I don't mind. I'm not reluctant. So I'm not burdened nor moved to fear in writing to the believers in Philippi, says Paul. So akneros, it can be used two ways. Either it means an attribute like laziness, slothfulness, indolence, or as something that has an effect on someone else, like it moves me to fear or reluctance. So that's a quick one for this week. Akneros, word of the week, good stuff. If you found it interesting, please let me know in the comments. And until next time, Charis Kairene Humin, grace and peace to you.